Snapchat, good morning, what's going on? Hope everyone's well. Took a little day off yesterday, half because I was fucking hungover. We're back on it today. YouTube, second channel, Lewis Mocker Snaps. Go and watch it. I just uploaded 9 videos overnight. There's like an hour and a half of fresh videos on there. Many new people here on Snapchat ask if I save these fuckers when I do a big long lesson. The answer is yes, most of them. 80 to 90% of them, yes. The new ones are Knowing Your Purpose, Forgiveness, Machine Gun Question of the Day, the second version, Stuck in a Rut, watch this, Addiction, You Don't Need Money to Make Money, and finally, my investment mini-series from last week. If you're here, if you watch that and you want to share it with your friends, about 1,000 people said that, it's on here. 3 of the 4 parts are on here anyway. If you wanted to watch part 2, it's gone. It's gone into the ether. You gotta watch every single day here. On these, when I was doing these, everyone fucking was saying, well, what happened yesterday? I said, if you missed it, if you didn't watch, that's your problem. That's not my fucking problem. You gotta be here. You snooze, you lose. Okay, question of the day. This is gonna be a kind of slightly different one. I'm really excited about this. It could be cool or it could belly flop. I need to give you a link first. Here it is. bit.ly/speculation calculator. If you're at the computer, go there right this instant. If you're watching this sort of fairly in real time, go there now. You'll watch me do this in real time. So the question of the day is Bitcoin. What do I think about Bitcoin? A lot of people are asking that right now. A lot of people are asking because it's very hyped up at the moment. Bitcoin versus US dollar is at near on an all-time high right now, and everyone's talking about it. It's in the freaking mainstream media. The magazines are picking it up. It's in all the forums, all the financial entertainers. So here's my personal opinion, personal idea. I want to show you something. I want to show you some numbers, show you some formulas. But ultimately, I like Bitcoin. The idea of it is really cool. But as an investment, in terms of actually buying the coins, you got to understand that it's a speculation. When you go and buy BTC, you're speculating. And there's a time and a place and a need for speculation in your portfolio, in your wealth portfolio. But the many people who ask me are the kids who sort of are getting swept up with the hype. And they haven't yet built the cash buffers, they haven't built the foundation, they've got no savings, and they want to get what they do have and put it straight into Bitcoin and hope for massive capital growth. So my answer on whether to invest in Bitcoin really depends on the person and the situation. And there was too many people from too many diverse backgrounds to give a fixed answer. There is no fixed answer. It depends on your situation, and it depends on your objectives, blah, blah, blah. So I thought, given last week's lessons as well, I got to build this fucking calculator, speculation calculator. And at the moment, I'm seeing all you guys tune in live. I'm about to do it, show you how the calculator works, then you can download the calculator. This won't be up forever. I created 5 questions to ask. Before you're about to trade, before you're about to invest, before you're about to buy a home, if you answer these 5 questions, it'll spit a score out. 0 is pure investment, 100 is pure speculation. You can go beyond 100. If you go beyond 100, then you're in gambling territory. Let me show you how it works. I'm going to do Bitcoin. I'm going to do an example on Bitcoin. I'm going to answer 5 simple, objective questions based on buying Bitcoin, investing in Bitcoin. Question 1. Does the proposed asset or transaction create an income? Of course, when you go and buy Bitcoin, they just sit there. It doesn't do anything. It's neutral. So you can see here, when I click on neutral, boom, it boosts this fucking thing up. Green is investing, red is speculating. 0 to 100. By the way, these are all multiple choice as well. I already got the answers pre-typed. You don't have to think too hard. I got the little algorithm here that does the thing, Second question, what degree of leverage are you engaging? And of course, for this example, we're going to assume no leverage. You don't need to leverage up. You're not buying a CFD. You're just purely buying Bitcoin. No leverage. Question 3, what is the average annual performance of this asset class over the last 25 years? Of course, it only came out in 2009, so it's neutral or unknown. And when you click that neutral or unknown, it boosts a little bit up. Already we're at 50. We're half investing, half speculating. It's 50-50 so far. 2 more questions. Question 4. How important is it that the underlying asset changes price in a particular direction? E.g., do you need it to go up, or does it matter if it goes down or sideways? And this is for the sake of the actual investment. So if you buy Bitcoin and Bitcoin goes down, you lose money. So you don't want it to go down. What if it goes sideways? You don't make any money. And if you don't make any money, then you have an opportunity cost built into that because you're not generating any interest. Bitcoin doesn't generate an income. So it's very important that when you buy Bitcoin that it goes up. Very important. The more dependent you are on the direction of the asset class, the more you're a speculator. If you don't care where it goes, then you're more investing. And then the final question, 5th and final question, what is the reason for your decision to enter this asset class or transaction? This is important. Intention is very important. And of course, most people at the moment, in this particular example, in Bitcoin, are entering based on the fact that it's a hot tip and it's hyped up in the media. It's 100% speculation. So by answering these questions and using the drop downs to do the pre-type thing, I've built scores in based on sort of my awareness, and that spits out a score automatically. So Bitcoin, in my opinion, is that it's a speculation. If you're buying Bitcoin, you're speculating that someone's going to buy it off you in future for a greater price. It's a speculation. So that I can show you how this thing works at the other end of the scale, let me show you buying index funds like a S&P 500 index fund with time diversification like I taught last week. Question 1, does the proposed asset create an income? And of course, if you go and buy a S&P 500 index fund, you're going to get a dividend return. So it's a positive income by owning the investment. Question 2, what degree of leverage are you engaging? I suggest when you're starting out, you don't use leverage. Earn your way to leverage. Question 3, what is the average annual performance of this asset class over the last 25 years? And of course, we know through the charts I showed you the other day, it's very, very positive. Question 4, how important is it that the underlying asset changes price in a particular direction? Do we care if it goes up, down, or sideways? So if you're doing time diversification, you're buying every 3 months or every 6 months or every 12 months, you're approximating the mean of the market over time. Do you care then if it goes down? The more the market goes down, the cheaper you're getting in the next 3 months' time or the next 6 months' time. Whenever you're buying back in, the lower the market goes, the better value you get. It's either called time diversification or dollar cost averaging. The lower the market goes, the cheaper that you're getting in, the lower your average purchase price of the entire portfolio. So you don't care too much. Though long term, you are looking for some capital growth. You would prefer it to go up, but you don't care too much. So I would call that ideally it will go up. So in the drop downs we have here, irrelevant, ideal, or very important. So it's ideal that it goes up. And then again, the final question refers to your intention. What is the reason for your decision to enter this particular trade? And if you're wise, you'll be doing it because you have a strategy. So after answering the 5 questions, you get the score. It spits out a score of 5. That means it's investing. That's an investment. S&P 500 index fund with time diversification is a score of 5. Here are some ones I prepared earlier. Remember the property lesson from last week. Home ownership is 80. Buying your own home is more of a speculation than people think. Why? Because it doesn't generate an income. You have to leverage yourself through the hilt to go and buy it through getting a mortgage, because usually you don't buy your own home with cash, and then you need it to go up in value. They're all the hallmarks of speculation. Buying your own home is speculation. Now, in the property game, there are some other ones that I've got here. Investment property that's positively geared. I've got that scored with a 15. It's a pretty good investment. If you do negatively geared property, I've got that down as an 80. That's a speculation. You're speculating, hoping it goes up in value. Now, if you go and do the thing and answer the questions and it spits out that it's actually a speculation that you're about to do, not an investment, that doesn't mean automatically ignore it forever, but it does mean you have to know what you're doing. If you're an everyday person who doesn't trade, doesn't invest, doesn't know a whole lot, avoid speculating at the start. Build your cash buffers, build your investment portfolio. If you're interested in speculating, learn to do it properly. Then you can get into it faster, but learn properly. And be very methodical in your speculation. Know what you're doing. Practice first with demo accounts, with fake money. Don't risk real money speculating until you know that you can do it. And rule 1 of Infinite Prosperity, stage 2, financial independence. Don't become a pure speculator. Even if you haul ass at speculating, don't become pure speculator, have both. And build your wealth pyramid on firm foundations. Cash buffers, investments, speculation at the top. As Ben Graham says, aim for adequate growth. Adequate growth, not extraordinary growth. In individual asset classes, you might be hoping for extraordinary growth, but make it a small amount of your portfolio. I have Bitcoin and I've made a really good percentage return on my Bitcoins, but my Bitcoins are a speculation and they represent a very, 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 very small amount of my total net worth. Have I ever done a lesson on financial volatility here? If not, let me know. I'll do that tomorrow or the next day or sometime this week. It's very, very important to know how to control your volatility. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. I hope you don't mind the investment stuff. It's quite boring. Investing properly is boring. It doesn't sell, it's not hyped, it's boring. But my objective as a financial teacher is to make the boring stuff entertaining, fun to watch, fun to learn, interesting to learn, because that's where you need to start. And if I can be one of the few who make 10% per annum sound enticing and engaging and sexy again, I'll consider my job well done.